Today we're talking about love. Not just any kind of love, forbidden love. Hi guys! Okay, so sorry for the dramatic intro. I just felt like it was necessary because I read a book and it was so good, and I feel like I need to do like some artistic interpretation of how much I love the book. Oh my god, I almost forgot to do the intro. Okay, 1 second. Hey guys, it's Naya. Welcome back to Naya Reads and Smiles. Okay, what are we talking about today? My soul, my life, my love. It has been 7 days since I finished Serpent and Dove by Shelby Maharin. Thank you so much to Michael over at Michael Book Lion. He sent me this arc of Serpent and Dove. It doesn't come out until September 19th, so I am so sorry to everyone who's gonna watch this and then want to go and buy it and then not be able to go and buy it because it's not out yet. I just feel like a jerk. But you know what? We're gonna talk about it. What is this book about and why is it my, oh my god, I'm gonna say officially my favorite debut fantasy book of 2019. I know 2019 is not over yet, but I'm giving it the title because it was so good. This book takes place in 17th century France, so there is a bit of French in the book, which is really cool. It takes place in this kingdom called Belterra. Now we're following our main character who is a witch that is living in Belterra, or a kingdom of witch hunters. Something happened and she ended up having to run away from her witch coven and just give up doing magic in order to hide amongst the witch hunters. And you're probably like, that's a stupid idea to go and live amongst the people that want to kill you, but there's a reason. There's something she's more afraid of than the witch hunters. The kingdom of Belterra, where she's hiding, is very religious. Basically, the church runs everything. There are these huntsmen who are trained by the churches to hunt and kill witches. They're called chasseurs. Anyways, something ends up happening and she ends up having to marry one of the chasseurs, or like the top huntsman of the church. Literally, the plot is so simple, but the book is so good. This book was 500 pages, which I know sounds terrifying. Let me tell you, this did not feel like a 500-page book. This felt like a maybe like 250-page book max. I was telling my friend about it and she was like, how many pages is it? I'm like, 500. She's like, you finished a 500-page book in a day and a half. My absolute favorite part about this book has to be just the characters, their entire relationship. It's definitely one of those hate to love relationships. Like, neither of them want to get married. They're constantly poking fun at each other. The dialogue is hilarious. It later kind of develops into a forbidden love, which is why I like made that dramatic intro. Their relationship reminds me of Celaena Sardothien and Chaol Westfall in the very first Throne of Glass book. You know how Chaol's like super like rigid, like I'm the king's guard and I follow my rules and like Celaena just constantly gets him to break his own rules. That is like the relationship between our two main characters. We have this like trained soldier who is just angry about this whole situation, and then we have Lou, who is just this like hilarious, constantly joking, constantly poking fun. But yeah, it was a 10 out of 10 book. I love Shelby Maharin. She is my favorite debut author. I hope there's a second book coming out. Also, I almost forgot. Okay, so this is a young adult book, but I feel like it kind of is more of a new adult book. It definitely is that Sarah J Maas, like, cross the line, very steamy, a lot of romantic situations that I feel like just don't fall into young adult. After I recovered from Serpent and Dove, I started reading Circe, which is another book that I just hauled in my previous book haul video. Only a quarter of the way into this book, and do you see that? That is a bookmark. This is the first time in months that I have used a bookmark, like committed to using a bookmark. Do you guys remember the sword bookmark that I hauled recently from like that, what was the package? One of the books I got came with this bookmark. Only 115 pages into Circe, but this book so far has 110% lived up to the hype that I've heard. Circe is about the sorceress slash witch in the Odyssey. This book is a retelling of her story all the way from the day she was born to just majority of her life. Well, she's immortal, so not her whole life, but you know what I mean. This book is so good. I get why everyone loves Madeline Miller now, because the way she, okay, let me just read you the opening line of this book. I feel like that'll accurately just put you in the scene. As you can see, I've already started annotating, which should give you a hint as to how much I love this book. When I was born, the name for what I was did not exist. In a lot of stories I've read, Circe is kind of the you know, she's a sorceress, she's the girl that tricks you, and she's not really the good character. This book paints an entirely different picture of Cersei, and it really just gives you the backstory as to why she is the way she is. Cersei was just really abused as a child. Like, she's the ugly duckling of her family. She's the son of Helios, who is the god of the sun, and her mother is this beautiful naiad, so she's a guardian of fountains and streams and things like that. Yet she was born with yellow eyes and a really screechy voice and kind of brassy hair, and she's just not seen as beautiful at all amongst the gods. Her not being beautiful is a really big problem, and she's constantly made fun of her other siblings, even though all she's ever done is just love and help and just give love to other people. And she was also born without any powers, which is crazy because she's the, you know, the daughter of the sun god, yet she can't even light a flame. It is so good and such a beautiful story, and the way Cersei writes, like, as you can see, I've annotated so many lines. Like, I've had to stop and just think about some of the lines that Madeline wrote because they're so good. I've learned so much about different Greek gods and Greek stories, which I knew a bit about, but I feel like I have a different perspective because, you know, we're seeing from Cersei's perspective, this girl who's at the bottom of the god food chain. She's not even considered anyone worth giving time to. Anyways, my goal today is to finish this book, or at least get a decent ways into it. So yeah, so let's get to it. Okay, so I'm in my living room right now because it's really stormy outside and there's no light in my room whatsoever, so I am just directly in front of the window. The signal just went out because the storm's getting really bad. I feel like it'd be more creepy if I turn the TV off and then it's just like a black screen. I am halfway through Cersei right now, and I love Cersei. Is like such an underrated character. Cersei just went through so much. Like, being the daughter of a sun god, like, that's gonna be a lot, you know? You know, something that's really interesting that she mentions a lot in the book is not knowing anything. I think there's even a line where she says that she's an infant, which I guess in the realm of gods who have existed for millennia, her being, say, 200 years old is still infant status, you know? I love that she isn't just, you know, she didn't come into this world or come into the realm of gods being this very powerful being. She really learns the hard way from her mistakes, and she gets punished for things that she really shouldn't have been punished for. Anyways, so we're at the point now where the other gods are realizing that they grossly underestimated her and, you know, are almost fearful of her now. There's a line in the book that I highlighted that was so good. What could make a god afraid? I knew that answer too. A power greater than their own. That line in a nutshell sums up why the gods are afraid of her, because she may be more powerful than them. Anyways, I'm gonna continue reading. I think I might make some tea because my throat has started to hurt again. And I took so much like medicine, but it's not going away. So yeah, I'm gonna make some tea, and there's a storm coming, so we might get some ambient rain in the background. I promise it's only been about an hour, but the storm... Do you hear that? Okay, if you hear thunder or if the lights flicker, it's not like a haunting going on. That's why I have all the lights on, because it's only like 3:30 in the afternoon, but it's so dark right now. About 90 pages left of Cersei, and I was just reading through some of the YouTube comments that I got on my book haul video. Apparently this is the sequel or follow-up book to her first book, The Song of Achilles, so I did not know that. I'm pretty sure it's one of those like book duologies or book series where you don't necessarily have to read them in order. Yes, I guess I'm gonna have to go and order that one now because this is fantastic. But before I continue, I have a sponsor. Today's video is so kindly sponsored by my friends over at Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning platform for creators. They have over 29,000 classes, professionally taught classes, in just about every creative field you can think of. Writing is the main one that you guys always hear me talking about. They have incredible writing videos, photography videos, videography videos, business classes, graphic design. What I personally love about Skillshare is that they're extremely affordable, less than $10 a month, and you get unlimited access to thousands of classes, and you can just better yourself, better your skills. I am a huge supporter of online learning. You guys know I did all my schooling online, and so I just love the idea of there being a place for you to further your education in different creative fields. Skillshare was so kind to give me a link that I will include in the description. The first 500 people to click and sign up will get 2 months of Skillshare for free, so definitely take advantage of it. I know a lot of you guys use the link that I mentioned previously and have been loving it, so thank you so much for clicking and signing up. Oh my god. Hey guys, I'm just gonna be Ursula over here. Obviously, I have been reading too much Greek mythology because I am now channeling Medusa. You guys see me? This is not a good situation. I turned on my ring light over there, so hopefully the light doesn't look too bad. It is 8:30 p.m. and I just finished the Book of the Gods. Should we call this the Book of the Gods or like the Book of the Witches? So good, you guys. And I am currently on my bed on my laptop ordering the Song of Achilles. I am just now fully in my Greek mythology mode, and I just want to read everything. I want Madeline Miller to make a book like this for every god. Like every god, every titan, like you could even give like the Furies their own book and I would read it. I was rereading the synopsis of this book, and a lot of it is truth, but it says it's a reimagining of Circe, so you know, this is just one of many different versions of her and her story, but I think this is my favorite. I mean, this is like the only like cover to end story that I've read just following Circe. I took the dust jacket off. Oh my god, look at that. The words are in gold. Alright, thank you guys so much for following along in this vlog. Until next time, keep reading, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!